Come closer, my friends, and let the flickering lamplight cast long, dancing shadows upon the wall. For tonight, we speak not of the grand pronouncements of genius, but of the silent screams of truth, stifled and buried beneath centuries of fear and dogma. Elegant device. A series of ground lenses and polished metals arranged within a brass tube, which when peered through, revealed the distant world with astonishing clarity. He saw the craters on the moon, not as divine imperfections, but as geological formations. He observed the moons of Jupiter, tiny pinpricks of light orbiting a distant giant, a revelation that shattered the geocentric certainty of his world. His heart swelled with a mixture of awe and terror. He had glimpsed a universe far grander, far more complex than any theologian had dared to imagine. But his discovery was not met with wonder. Instead, it was met with cold, unyielding fear. The abbot, a man whose authority rested on the immutable order of the cosmos, saw not a window to God's glory, but a dangerous heresy, a direct challenge to the very foundations of their spiritual dominion. The haunting image of Alaric, his face illuminated by the pale moonlight filtering through his cell window. As the abbot's stern decree stripped him of his work, his instruments smashed. His meticulously crafted notes condemned to the pyre remains etched in the annals of forgotten knowledge. His spirit, once so vibrant with intellectual curiosity, was crushed, leaving him to live out his days in silent internal exile, his groundbreaking vision extinguished by the very institution he sought to serve. The world, unknowingly, was plunged back into a deeper night, denied a glimpse of the cosmos for centuries to come. Imagine, if you will, the vast, intricate tapestry of human knowledge, a vibrant mosaic, woven thread by thread, discovery by discovery. Yet what if beneath its shimmering surface there lie countless threads cut short, patterns deliberately unraveled, entire sections hidden from our sight? For the history of science is not merely a chronicle of revelation, it is also a somber ledger of suppression, a testament to the powerful forces that time and again deem certain truths too dangerous, too disruptive, too unsettling for the world to bear. Our journey begins in the hushed cloisters of the early medieval age, a time when the flickering light of reason often struggled against the towering edifice of unquestioned belief. Picture Brother Alaric, a Benedictine monk of the 9th century, whose quiet cell in a remote monastery was not merely a place of prayer, but a crucible of forbidden thought. Alaric was a man of profound piety, yet his mind restless and inquisitive. Sought God's design, not just in scripture, but in the intricate workings of the natural world. He spent his nights poring over ancient Greek texts, forgotten treatises on optics and mechanics, salvaged from the ashes of fallen empires. His hands usually clasped in prayer. Now meticulously ground lenses, polished mirrors, and meticulously charted the paths of light. His inner conflict was a torment. His faith demanded submission, but his intellect demanded understanding. He believed that to truly know God, one must first comprehend his creation, even if that comprehension defied the accepted wisdom of the age. Alaric's tragic fate was sealed by a simple. Centuries later, as the vibrant hues of the Renaissance began to paint Europe with new ideas, the shadow of suppression, though altered in form, remained stubbornly cast. The thirst for knowledge grew, yet so too did the fear of truths that threatened established powers. But in the suffocating silence of a forced recantation, under immense pressure, facing accusations of witchcraft and heresy, her spirit, once so defiant, was slowly, agonizingly broken. The haunting image of Isabella, her eyes, once alight with the fire of discovery, now hollow and defeated as she publicly disavowed her life's work. Her precious journals confiscated and locked away in the deepest vaults of the Vatican is a chilling testament to the power of suppression. She was allowed to live, but her intellectual spirit was extinguished, her genius silenced, her groundbreaking insights buried for centuries. The world continued to bleed from outdated medical practices, unaware that the cure, the true understanding, lay hidden, gathering dust in a forgotten chamber, a testament to a truth too inconvenient, too threatening, to be allowed to see the light of day. Her quiet despair echoed through the ages, a silent lament for the knowledge denied, be they religious or political. Our gaze now falls upon Isabella Medici, a brilliant, unconventional anatomist of 16th century Florence, whose keen intellect was as sharp as the scalpels she wielded. Born into a world that largely forbade women from such pursuits, Isabella, with a fierce, almost obsessive drive, pursued her studies in secret. Dissecting cadavers in dimly lit, clandestine chambers, her hands stained with the grim realities of the human form. Her inner conflict was a constant battle between her insatiable, scientific curiosity and the suffocating societal expectations placed upon her as a woman of noble birth. She yearned to reveal the intricate workings of the body, to correct the ancient errors that still plagued medicine, to alleviate suffering with true understanding. Isabella's groundbreaking work centered on the circulatory system, meticulously charting the true path of blood, identifying the heart not as a mere emotional vessel, but as a powerful pump, and even theorizing about the microscopic vessels that connected arteries and veins long before the invention of the microscope. Her detailed anatomical drawings, far exceeding anything of her time in accuracy and insight, were revolutionary. She saw the human body not as a collection of humors and spirits, but as a magnificent, intricate machine governed by precise, observable laws. But her discoveries, meticulously documented in a series of exquisite, leather-bound journals, were deemed not merely unorthodox, but dangerously impious. The medical establishment, clinging fiercely to the ancient doctrines of Galen, saw her findings as an affront to their authority and a challenge to the divine order of creation. The Church, ever vigilant against perceived heresy, viewed her dissection of human bodies, particularly her insights into the heart's true function, as a sacrilege, a trespass into God's exclusive domain. Isabella's tragic fate unfolded not in a public auto-da. As the Enlightenment's torch burned brighter and the industrial age roared to life, one might imagine the era of scientific suppression had waned. Yet the old fears merely donned new masks. The forces at play were no longer solely religious dogma, but the formidable might of entrenched economic interests, political expediency, and the sheer inertia of established scientific paradigms. Our final tale brings us to the late 19th century. It's the brilliant but eccentric inventor, Elias Thorne, a man whose mind crackled with visions of a world transformed by a new, boundless source of energy. Thorne was an idealist, a dreamer who believed his work could liberate humanity from the shackles of fossil fuels and the grinding poverty they often engendered. His inner conflict was a constant struggle between his profound humanitarian vision and the ruthless pragmatism of a world driven by profit and control. He saw the future, but the titans of his present saw only threats to their empires. Thorne's revolutionary concept involved harnessing ambient electromagnetic energy, a free energy device that promised to power homes, factories, and transportation without fuel, without pollution, without cost. His prototypes, though crude, showed undeniable promise. He envisioned a world where energy was abundant and accessible to all, a utopian dream of universal prosperity. But this dream was a nightmare for the burgeoning oil, coal, and electricity monopolies, whose vast fortunes were built upon the very scarcity Thorne sought to eliminate. They saw not progress, but ruin. Not liberation, but anarchy in the face of uncontrolled energy. The suppression he faced was not the rack or the pyre, but something far more insidious. The slow, suffocating embrace of institutional rejection and corporate sabotage. His patents were mysteriously delayed. His funding dried up. His laboratory equipment inexplicably malfunctioned. Elias Thorne's tragic fate was to be slowly, meticulously erased from the scientific narrative. His work was dismissed as pseudoscience, his character smeared as a charlatan, his very sanity questioned by the very academies that once praised his early, less threatening inventions. The haunting image left behind is not of a dramatic execution, but of Thorne, a gaunt, defeated figure. Standing alone amidst the ruins of his workshop, surrounded by his silent, useless machines, the blueprints of a better future, scattered like forgotten dreams. He died a pauper, his grand vision ridiculed, his name synonymous with folly. His work, meticulously documented, was acquired by powerful interests, only to be locked away in private vaults, deemed too disruptive, too dangerous to ever see the light of day. For centuries, humanity continued to burn and pollute, to fight over dwindling resources, unaware that a path to abundance had been glimpsed, then deliberately obscured. The tragic irony is that the very progress Thorne championed was delayed by the forces of progress itself. A chilling testament to the enduring power of suppression, a silent, unseen hand guiding the course of human destiny. Not always towards enlightenment, but often towards the comfortable, profitable darkness of the known. And so, the question remains, what other truths? What other pathways to a better world lie buried still, waiting for a time when humanity is truly ready to receive them?